one of the secrets about the Panama Canal Treaty that the media won't tell you about, essentially, we can come in and take it over again anytime we think it's in our interest. There's been all this debate recently because of Trump's leadership. He's talking about U.S. Exercising jurisdiction or gaining jurisdiction over Greenland, and raising questions about the deplorable act by President Jimmy Carter to essentially give away the Panama Canal to the then dictator of Panama. And the concern back then was the risk to our national security as a result of U.S. Sovereignty being minimized and taken away there. And Donald Trump, being Donald Trump, recognizes that continued threat, and he's highlighted that issue and threatened strong action to secure the canal. You may not know this, but a Chinese-linked company controls both entrances of the canal, runs port facilities on both sides of the canal. Judicial Watch exposed the national security concerns about that. When did we do this? Almost 25 years ago. Let's go to the tweet. Donald Trump is right to be concerned about the security of the Panama Canal. Almost 25 years ago, Judicial Watch obtained 1998-1999 intelligence reports about China's efforts to exert control in Panama. The reports highlighted the involvement of a company controlled, Hutchinson Whampoa, which is now CK Hutchinson Holdings Company. The company is controlled by the family of Hong Kong billionaire Li Ka-shing and operates ports on both sides of the canal. So let's go to the report. Just click on the report. Just show people what they look like. Go down, go down. So click on them. Show them. Li is connected to, this is a quote from one of the reports there. Li is directly connected to Beijing and is willing to use his business influence to further the aims of the Chinese government. He has positioned his son Victor Li to replace him in certain CK holdings, CK and HW operations, which are two of his companies, such as HW's Hong Kong International Terminals. Li's interest in the Panama Canal is not only strategic, but also a means for outside financial opportunities for the Chinese government. Another declassified intelligence report states Hutchinson Whampoa's owner, Hong Kong tycoon Li Ka-shing, has extensive business ties in Beijing and has compelling financial reasons to maintain a good relationship with China's leadership. And then it gets worse. Another intelligence report, some Chinese companies, perhaps proxies for Beijing, are investigating the investment opportunities. Beijing may use expanded investment as leverage to undermine Panama's diplomatic ties to Taiwan. This was a 1988 report. A subsidiary of Hong Kong's Hutchinson Whampoa in '96 won concessions to operate ports on both ends of the canal. Sure enough, and come back to me here, sure enough, Panama cut off ties with Taiwan, severed diplomatic ties with Taiwan after the Chinese companies invested in the canal, took over control of those ports. And they just recently signed up or re-signed the Li Ka-shing companies for another 25 years. So these Chinese companies will control the ports on both sides of the canal until the year 2046. Now I got a question for you. Have you heard about that from anyone else in the media? It's out there. I posted it on Twitter or X. Media could see it. I mean, it's not like I have a small Twitter account or Judicial. What is Judicial Watch's Twitter account? How many people follow Judicial Watch?
2.2 million.
2.2 million people follow Judicial Watch's account. How many people follow my account? What is it, 2.9 million?
Yes.
So there's no excuse to not tell the American people about this. There are intelligence documents raising concerns about Chinese control of the ports on both sides of the canal. And Trump is right to raise concerns about Panama. Ability to maintain the free flow of goods. And given it's the Chinese, who can trust whatever they're charging anyone for them anyway, which of course, Trump is very transactional in that regard, because he's a businessman. He doesn't want to be ripped off. He doesn't want America to be ripped off. And of course, one of the secrets about the Panama Canal Treaty that the media won't tell you about, essentially, we can come in and take it over again anytime we think it's in our interest. Well, what do you think? Should it be taken over by President Trump and America again? There should be a debate in the least, and we've got the receipts that there are several issues continuing unaddressed by the establishment here in Washington, D.C. since the canal was turned over. But by the way, just so you know, in 2000, I think it was 2000, we sued to try to stop the transfer of the Panama Canal. We didn't win, obviously. But so we've been around this issue for a long time, Judicial Watch has. That's a fun little fact. And I remember that lawsuit. I remember driving up to the Supreme Court with our lawyers to file a last-minute brief. So we were right about the Panama Canal. We uncovered the truth about the Chinese control and the threats our intelligence community highlighted. And I appreciate Donald Trump raising these issues again. Again, showing leadership. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like our video down below.